So where do we find media examples then? Does anyone know where to find it? I think I just gave it. So Google News is the best one. Okay, Google News is the best. Okay, so Google News. Okay. So I'll show you how to do it. That's why I want you to have your search engine and stuff open. Okay. So how do you find media examples? The quickest, the most efficient way is go Google. Okay, and what you do is you insert keyword, okay, which is the language variety that you want to find examples of, and you want to add the word Australia to it. Okay, so if you want to find examples of profanity, you go Google and you search what? Profanity Australia. Yeah. Or if you want to find neologisms, neologism Australia. Euphemism Australia, etc., etc. Does that make sense? So keyword followed by the word Australia. This is the most effective way of finding examples. Does anyone know where else you can find examples? So less effective ways, but still viable.
Other social media platforms.
Yes. So other social media platforms. Now this one is the thing is the quality of examples. It can be very good or it can be very bad. Okay, it's like it's a polarized. Okay, so I don't know Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. Like sometimes you see examples, people's comments and posts and stuff. They're either really good or they're very bad, very polarized. And the worst one is called personal examples. Okay, so examples of language use by yourself. I make this thing up, no good. Okay, in school from friends, it's not good. These ones are try to avoid. Because personal examples are too niche, you know what I mean? They're too niche, often lacks depth.
Do you just give like a really good example and say it's a personal example? You just make it up.
You can make up examples. I'll tell you later. There's many ways you can make up examples. By the way, like Tom last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he didn't really do essays until like September, August.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't do because you don't have SSAC to like Australian English, which is normally in August, right? He did like 0 examples on formal language, like 0, nothing. He was busy with other things, right? And it's like he got to the stage where he's like, oh shit, I need to go to the paragraphs, right? So I said, you know what? Because you haven't found any examples, what I'll do is I'll give you an example from like earlier on, so like 2021, and I'll use the same example. You go to Google, you find an article with the same example. That's it. And that's how you can recycle old examples so long as it comes resurfaced again.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That way you just got the stuff done in like a month. Yeah, there's a lot of tricks and things I'll let you know throughout the year where you can sort of like fast track things. These are just like, I don't recommend this because if I do that, right, and no one will be finding examples, right? They all rely on me to give you the shortcuts, right? But just do this, okay? Okay, right, okay. I want you to turn on Google, okay? So you go Google, right? Before it was like all, and you go news, okay? So that basically shows all the examples of profanity in Australia. But the thing is, you want to filter examples because some examples are like too old, some are too old. So what you do is you go tools, you go recent. And do you know how old, what's the limits? 18 months, something like that, exactly. So generally you just go 1 year. Okay, past year is enough. Okay. So you see that? You don't just see what I went to tools. I changed recent to past year. And so that basically filters out all the examples that's relevant in the past year. Can you see that? Can everyone see the same thing as what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you have all these websites. All you have to do is go click every single one of them, essentially. And you want to fill out example. So yesterday, I was going through this example. Right. So for example, you click into one of them, right? Good example straight away. right? So you've got like a recent example is relevant, and you want to find example like articles which actually describe the examples.
Ollie,
Question?
my teacher has this thing called like a flipboard. Where he just puts a bunch of articles about
Oh yeah. So Macrob has the same thing where the teachers create like a word sort of post where everyone just like posts frequently. The quality of examples from your teachers are often very polarized. Some examples are very good, sometimes they're very mediocre.
There's some from one teacher who just like posts all the things who does not.
Yeah, so you want to filter it. Yeah, you want to filter. So things you get from your teacher, you want to filter because the standard of the examples is very low because they want to cater to everyone. They want to make sure that every student has at least one example, right?
Oh.
But my job is not for you to have an example. My job is you need to have an example that's exam worthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can show me the examples from your teacher, and what I will do is I'll go through with them. I'll filter out the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. This example is pretty good because you've got a yeah, I don't know if you know this, but this happened last year, late last year. Okay, like some school yeah, like teacher when marking like English essays went into like a tirade essentially of profanities like absolute dog shit and stuff like that. You know, you want to find like examples like that, right? Okay. So that is a good example because the article actually says what's mentioned. Many articles censor profanity, so you can't actually tell what is being used. Okay. So I want you to note down one thing, okay? So you want to find articles that actually have examples so you can describe them in meta language. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes. In English language, you can write the whole thing without asterisks and stuff. Yeah. So you can just write all that. Okay. All right. So what do you do when you find this example then? Yeah. All right. With this example, I want you to create a Excel spreadsheet. So first thing you do, you want to increase the width of these cells. So please do it straight away. Okay. So the first one, you want it to be a bit long. Second one is like mediocre, just something like that. Okay. D, you want it to be quite big. E, you want to be quite big. And F is sizable. Okay, I'll go through what to do in each column. Just make something like that first, from A to F. How to make it bigger? You hover onto the line, okay, and then you just drag it. What should we name the Excel document? Example Bank 2024. Okay, now you want to fill up the column titles as I go through. Okay. Number one, media example. I'll take you through how to log an example so you can do it yourself. Okay, this is very important. That's why I'm doing this. I want to show you the process. Yeah. The second column, meta language. Third column, source/URL. So that's basically the website link. Fourth column, context. I'll explain in a second. E stands for elaboration. And F, theme for essays. Okay, so example, meta language, source, context, elaboration, themes. You want to get it set up already because it will help you a lot later on. Okay, so how do you actually log examples? How do you actually transfer examples from a website or like from like whatever you find example? How do you log that? First of all, you want to log, just copy paste really, just copy paste from the article. So look at what I'm doing here. Okay, copy paste that. Yeah. Now, the reason why I want you to do it on Excel is because you can easily format it. So wrap text. Okay, you go wrap text if it's too long. And by the way, I'll send everyone this document so you can do it as I'm talking about. I've just sent the URL on the Zoom chat, so you can access that as well as I go through. So please use the URL. I'll just copy paste that. Okay, so just use wrap text and it just enlarges the width for you. Okay, now when you're quoting the media example, how do you get new lines? Okay, I don't know what you use, but if you use Mac, it's Shift Command and Return. So Shift Command Return, you can add new lines to it. Okay, and you want to quote examples. Okay, so basically copy paste. Okay, you want to copy paste some sort of background context, and you want to quote the actual examples. Okay, so always quote the actual examples. Okay, what next? Okay. What you want to do is you want to label the meta language, label the example in as many meta language as you can. Okay. So what sort of meta language can you use, everyone? What sort of meta language can you use to describe what we're looking at here? Okay, so primarily what else? Give me more. Euphemism or these are dysphemisms because it makes it worse. Yeah, yeah. Taboo language, good. What else? Yeah, give me one. Just look at the metaphor, good, very good. Negative connotations. Pejorative. Yeah, pejorative is any word that expresses disapproval. All right, now you see it's getting large, right? So what you do is what? You just wrap text, right? And then you want to center it as well. Can you see that? I just center it. Looks good. Now, can you see? You just describe the examples in meta language, as many as you can, because you could be using that in your analysis. Okay. And then you might want to center. I just want to center everything. I like that because it looks neat. Okay. All right. What do you do in context? Okay. So context is you tell me who is involved, when this happened, what happened. Okay. So context sentence is who's involved, when did it occur, what happened. That will be how you the context is how you introduce the example in your essays. You're actually writing the essay right now, by the way. When you log in your media examples, you are actually writing the essays straight away. Okay. So context, again, I'll just center everything. Okay. So who's involved? Some teacher at Ballarat school. Okay. So okay, you're gonna say in what? The time, August, they say August 2023. So you say in August 2023. Okay, a teacher at a prestigious, I'll just copy that down, Ballarat school, okay, resigned. Okay, so we got person, we got when, we need to tell me what is going on. Yeah, resign after what? After exploding into abusive tirades regarding VCE English students' work, essays or something like that. You're already using meta language straight away. You want to use meta language straight away. So you see the time, the person, and essentially what happened. So this is how you introduce your example in your essays in the future. So if you do your logging right, essentially your paragraph is just copy paste, copy paste. It takes seconds to finish. So most of the context you can just copy paste from the actual article. Okay. Elaboration, I'll teach you later. Okay, this stuff I'll go through later. Okay. So, but essentially, I won't elaborate for you, but I'll tell you what you do. Okay. So, number one, you want to mention the stylistic effect. Okay. So just like ACs, it's the same as an AC. Okay. So the essay and the AC is very similar because you analyze the effect of the media example. So what does the profanity do? Okay. So impact of profanity. on students in this case. Or you can say it's, affronts their positive face needs, it denigrates them. You can say it extinguishes their confidence, determination in the subject. It threatens social harmony. Basically, what's the effect of the profanity? Okay. And then you want to link to basically the purpose of profanity in this case, link to purpose. So do you think this is a profanity for good or bad, this example? Bad, because this is when profanity is criticized. Yeah, the teacher resigned, right? So this is a bad, so you already have one example for that paragraph. Can you see that? So bad profanity, you link it to purpose. Or why was it criticized? Because in the when there's a professional tenor between teachers and students, there's a social expectation of politeness that they need to uphold. And when they use profanity, they're eroding the very trust, the very professionalism that lie between teacher and student. Something like that. You will just write there. Okay. Actually, I'll write that for you. I'll write a bit of that for you. So you can say something like, oh, profane variety are just general. You can say, okay, affronts students' positive face needs. Okay. And you can say, and extinguishes their confidence and determination in the subject. It's getting a little slow. So let me just wrap this. In the subject, okay. You can say such use of profanity is results inevitably results in public backlash. Okay. And reprimand, basically a criticism, okay? As it erodes, okay, the professional tenor, okay, between teachers and students. Okay. Something like that, okay? So this is basically linked to why profanity is being criticized. Something like that would be fine. Okay. So elaboration is just like, oh, what does the profanity do? What are the purposes? Okay. And you link to the any keywords in the topic. Final column is where you put the themes. Okay. So basically, what essays can you use this example in? Now, because you haven't done this subject 7 times, you might not know what themes you can use this example in. So for the most part, throughout the year, I would say in the next 3 to 4 months, I will tell you where you can use your examples. Because you might think that you can only use this in informal language essays. You might only think that you can only use it in informal language essays, profanity, but I will tell you that you can use this in social harmony essays, politeness, taboo language. I will tell you a lot more than you can see at this current stage. Okay, so what you can do is you can show me your examples and ask me, oh, can I use this example? Where can I use this? I'll give you a list of 5 themes at least where you can use that example. Okay, so in any of those topics, this paragraph can be used. Does that make sense? Any of the ones I'm listing out. Give me another one. Base needs, Australian English, any topic on public discourse. Like these are all the themes that you can use this topic in. And the more examples you find, and then you end up finding similar examples to what you've done before, and you can categorize them under the same theme.